Fear rarely announces itself loudly. It doesn't knock on your door and declare that it's about to run your life. Instead, it whispers. It tells you to wait a little longer, to play it safe, to not risk embarrassment, to avoid disappointment, to stay where things feel familiar. And before you realize it, years have passed, dreams have softened, ambitions have shrunk, and what once felt like temporary caution has quietly become a permanent cage. This is how fear controls 98% of lives. Not through dramatic moments of terror, but through everyday decisions that feel reasonable, responsible, and safe in the moment, yet devastating over time. Most people believe fear is something extreme, something reserved for danger, trauma, or high-risk situations. But the fear that controls lives is far subtler. It's the fear of being judged, the fear of being wrong, the fear of starting and failing publicly. It's the fear of success just as much as failure, because success brings visibility, expectations, and pressure. This kind of fear blends seamlessly into daily routines. It dresses itself as logic. It pretends to be maturity, and because it doesn't feel like panic, people rarely question it. They obey it automatically, mistaking fear-based choices for smart ones. From childhood, fear is quietly trained into people under the label of protection. Don't do this, you might fail. Don't try that, you might embarrass yourself. Don't stand out, don't question too much. Don't take risks before you're ready. Over time, these warnings sink deep into the subconscious and form an internal rulebook. By adulthood, no one needs to stop you anymore. You stop yourself, you edit your ideas before speaking. You abandon plans before starting. You choose comfort over curiosity without even noticing you made a choice at all. Fear thrives because it offers short-term relief. When you avoid something uncomfortable, your body relaxes instantly. The anxiety fades. The tension dissolves. Your brain rewards you for staying safe. But that relief is a trap. Each time you retreat, fear grows stronger, not weaker. It learns that it can control you simply by making you uncomfortable for a few seconds. Over time, your world becomes smaller. Opportunities feel heavier. Risks feel larger than they actually are. And life slowly contracts around what feels safe instead of what feels meaningful. One of fear's greatest tricks is convincing people that they are being realistic. It tells you that your dreams are impractical, that your goals are too big, that others are more talented, more connected, more confident. It compares your behind-the-scenes insecurities with everyone else's highlight reels and uses that comparison as evidence that you should stay in your lane. And because this voice sounds rational, people trust it. They don't realize that fear rarely lies outright. It simply frames the truth in a way that keeps you frozen. Fear also feeds on identity. After years of playing safe, people start defining themselves by their limitations. I'm not the type who takes risks. I'm just not confident. I'm not creative like that. These statements feel factual, but they're actually habits reinforced by avoidance. The longer fear controls your actions, the more convincing these identities become. And once fear becomes part of who you think you are, challenging it feels like betraying yourself instead of freeing yourself. What makes fear so powerful is that it's socially reinforced. Playing safe is praised. Stability is admired. Risk is often criticized unless it succeeds. People who stay within predictable paths are called responsible, while those who deviate are questioned, warned, or subtly discouraged. This creates a silent agreement. Don't rock the boat, and you'll be accepted. Fear loves this agreement. It hides behind social approval and uses it as proof that caution is wisdom, even when it leads to quiet regret. The cost of fear isn't always obvious in the moment. It shows up later in the form of what if? What if I had tried? What if I had spoken up? What if I had taken that chance when I was younger, braver, less tired? Regret is often not about what people did wrong, but about what they were too afraid to attempt. And by the time this realization arrives, fear has already taken its biggest payment: time. Time that can never be refunded or rewound. Fear doesn't disappear when you wait. It doesn't weaken with age. In fact, it often grows stronger the longer it goes unchallenged. Responsibilities increase. Comfort zones harden. Stakes feel higher. What once felt like a manageable risk starts to feel impossible. This is why so many people look back and wonder how they became so cautious when they once felt bold. Fear wasn't defeated early, so it learned how to negotiate better terms later. Yet fear isn't proof that you're incapable. It's proof that you care. Fear appears at the edge of growth, not in the middle of comfort. The people who seem fearless are not immune to it. They simply learn to move while afraid. They stopped waiting for confidence to arrive before acting. They understood that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to stop letting fear make decisions on their behalf. If fear controls 98% of lives, it's not because people are weak. It's because fear is persuasive, patient, and deeply familiar. But the moment you notice it, really notice it, something shifts. Awareness breaks the spell. You start recognizing when a choice is rooted in fear rather than truth. You start asking better questions. And slowly, imperfectly, you begin choosing growth over comfort, meaning over safety, action over avoidance. The most dangerous thing about fear is not that it hurts you. It's that it convinces you to hurt yourself gently, slowly over decades, while calling it caution. If this resonates with you, don't wait for fear to disappear. It won't. Move anyway. Speak anyway. Start anyway. Your life doesn't change the moment fear is gone. It changes the moment fear is no longer in charge. And if you want a different future, it begins with a single brave decision made today, not someday.